dar início a esta intervenção de uma forma original, porque tentamos fazer uma ligação com um conferencista que está fora da sala. É a primeira vez. Como saberão, o Mais D é um movimento cívico com uma matriz cívica e política, erguida em torno dos conceitos de democracia participativa e direta. Seguimos com grande atenção o que se passava em Itália, qual era o papel do Movimento Cinco Estrelas. Eles têm uma matriz participativa muito profunda, quer na seleção de candidatos, quer no próprio processo de decisão dos mesmos candidatos, uma vez eleitos nas duas câmaras do Parlamento italiano. Assim sendo, encetámos contactos já há algum tempo atrás com várias pessoas ligadas aos Cinco Estrelas. Existe uma internacional participativa, da qual o Mais D é membro fundador, que agrega atualmente cerca de 24 movimentos e partidos participativos de vários países do mundo, como a Nova Zelândia, a Argentina, a Espanha, a Itália, a França, os Estados Unidos, o Reino Unido, entre outros. E neste contexto, decidimos que seria uma boa opção introduzir neste debate, quer em relação do contexto político e da atualidade, com a vitória de Cinco Estrelas em Itália, foi de facto uma vitória, porque além de acima daquilo que era tudo previsto, conseguiram também o primeiro lugar numa Câmara e o segundo lugar noutra Câmara, mas o Matteo vai falar mais detalhadamente daqui a pouco. Era também importante perceber que mecanismos é que eles usam para implementar mecanismos participativos no seu seio e na sua ação. Daí esta relevância que deixamos ter com esta conferência que nós fazemos sobre democracia participativa. Uma breve biografia, antes de passar a palavra ao Matteo, está aqui pensamento à espera. Eu suspeito que ele entenda a maior parte daquilo que eu digo, porque nós falamos latim os dois ao fim e ao cabo, não é?
Yeah, I think I understood part of your speech.
I'm afraid I speak a little bit too fast, but I'm trying to refrain myself. Always hard. O Matteo é um investigador, é um académico que trabalha na Suíça, que é, aliás, por sinal, curiosamente, talvez não, o melhor exemplo mundial de democracia participativa e direta. É um ativista do M5E desde 2010, estava ligado ao movimento antes desta data, como tudo. Foi um dos candidatos para a Câmara dos Deputados italiana pelo Círculo Europa. É cofundador do grupo Amici di Repegrilo Europa e fundador do website Movimento D, sendo que o site do movimento é talvez um dos pontos focais da sua ação e da sua forma de contacto com os leitores e com ativistas. Hi Matteo.
Hi.
Thank you very much for participating on this debate. As you may know, in Portugal we follow very closely the elections in Italy, and in particular the Portuguese direct and participative movement, Mais Democracia, to which I belong, followed with special interest on news related to N5AE, proposals, campaign, electoral results. This is why we ask you to be present here today, in order to give a brief description around the same principles or similar that we discussed on our demo yesterday. Was yesterday? No, 2 days ago.
I don't remember. Too many things are happening in these days.
I'm afraid so. So, if you want, you can start presenting yourself and the movement and what's happening in
Okay. So, good afternoon, everybody. I don't see you. How many you are?
I'm going to.
Okay. Hi to everybody. Hi. As Roy said, hi everybody. So I'm an activist of this movement, 5-Star Movement, which I formally joined in 2010, as Roy said, during these days that we called Woodstock Days in Cesena, 2 days in which we joined together to share ideas and to meet physically, as so far we usually meet in online, so discussing on different platforms. Okay, and as you can see from this little flag down here, I live in Switzerland, where I'm a researcher in mathematics, and in 2010, in these days, I joined the movement, the Italian movement, to to help them to form a network in Europe, and afterwards it became evident in all the world for the five-star movement. Until that time, we were spread in, let's say, little groups called meetups. The meetup are using the platform that you may know, which is called Meetup as well. So, and we were local movements, let's say, dealing with ideas that were brought to attention by Beppe Grillo since 2007. Afterwards, we decided to join together in this meetup, which is called Amici di Beppe Grillo Europa, Friends of Beppe Grillo Europa, where we coordinated both the ideas and the formal things that had to be done to participate to Italian elections. As you probably know, the five-star movement got a very big success in the last election, Italian election. I would say much more than expected. We were given around 15–16% of consent, while we got more than 25% at the Chamber of Deputies and around 23% at the Senate. So, as a result, we now have 109 deputies in the Chamber of Deputies, which is composed of 630 deputies, while we have 54 senators, while the Senate is composed of 315 senators. As you probably know, or if you don't know, I will tell you, the electoral law in Italy is quite anti-democratic, in the sense that electors can only choose a symbol of a party which is normally in a coalition of parties. And in this way, those that belong to the list of candidates of that party will get into the parliament. There are no preferences at all in Italy. So what we decided to do, and this is the first time that has been done as such, we did online selection of candidates, in the sense that the lists that were proposed at the election to the citizen were decided in the so-called, that we call parlamentari, which means primary election of the lists that should have been presented to the voters. All this process has been done online at no cost for voters, and the only constraints were for candidates. They must live in the repartition where they would like to be candidate. So, for instance, for me, I was in Europe, so I could enter the list of Europe. Other colleagues that are living in Lombardia region, for instance, which is a region in the north of Italy, could only join the list of Lombardia. I discussed the other day with Rui, and he also said that in Portugal is similar in the sense that it's a common habit for parties to put the same head of the list in many regions, as it happened in Italy. For instance, for example, Berlusconi was the head of the lists in all Italy, while, as you can imagine, he could be elected just in one of the region of Italy. So this is one of the big differences that that we brought into this kind of selection. So, as I said, the selection of this list were totally online, but restricted to activists. So activists are certified with their ID card. So they log in into the platform and they had the possibility to choose among those candidates in their repartition, so in their region. And this is how we did the selection process. And how these total 163 deputies and senators were selected. We had, in this selection, we put online the profile of each candidate, where the CV were given, some text, some proposal for their action in the parliament, basically why they joined the movement and their interests in political interest, obviously. And then we also recorded a video, a presentation video for each candidate presenting themselves. So, activists choosing the list of candidates accessed these profiles for their region, and they could give up to 3 preferences. And the result is that we elected into the lists more than 55% of women, and very, I would say, prepared people. Okay, so just to go on with the results then, because this is a question that we often have in this last days. Would you ever join a government coalition or not? So this is a question that I would like to answer for you as well. So it has been the part of our electoral campaign to say no alliances, in the sense that we don't want really to vote for somebody or some party. We want to vote for good ideas. That's the only thing that we want to do. And honestly, we could not really join a coalition with someone that ruled, let's say, Italy for 20 years, believing that this party or the other party would do the necessary reforms that we would like to do. So we cannot really believe them. They ruled Italy for 20 years, both Berlusconi parties, but also the Democrats. In the last 20 years, they governed for 3,200 days consecutively, both parties. So 3,200 Berlusconi and more than 3,000 the Democrats. And they didn't do any of the things that they are promising now to do if we would join the coalition. So we cannot really trust them, honestly. So then to move on, how we will act together with the deputies and senators. So it has been a very tough period to participate in the election, and at the time being, so now, we don't have a working platform, a fully working platform for direct democracy. So we have our website, the national one, not the one that I am managing, in which all activists could propose, can submit proposals. These proposals can be discussed in a kind of forum, and proposals can be voted, and they will, let's say, emerge on the website. The most voted proposal will pop up a little bit more, and this is how some of the, this is how the points of the program that has been proposed during the electoral campaign has been formed. So there are many points. I don't want to detail all of them unless you're curious, and then you can ask me afterwards. What we intend to do for the very next period. So we need to improve this online platform because we want also feedback, a continuous feedback from the deputies and senators inside the parliament towards the outside, so more communication. And also we want to be able to vote for the amendments, so that vote for changes in the proposals, which is not possible with the current version of our platform. What happened in the regional election that we did last year and some years ago, at the local level we adopted some of the existing platforms. For instance, we adopted, I don't know if you're aware of this platform, which is called Liquid Feedback. This platform is currently used by the Pirate Party in Germany. And then we use this platform for local administrations. At the same time, we are testing another platform which is called iResis Agora. This is more, let's say, user-friendly than Liquid Feedback. If you have some experience with Liquid Feedback, it's a bit for geeks, IT geeks, so it's a bit hard to be used. So, as you can imagine, we are still in the process of selecting the best tool for direct democracy. And for what concerns ideas to bring direct democracy into the parliament, as part of our electoral program, we want to bring a propositive referendum. Maybe you are not aware that in Italy we just have a prerogative referendum, which means public consultation in order to delete a law or delete a part of a law. So we have this in our current system, and we want to bring propositive referendum. So people joining together, signing a law from the people, and then submit it to the parliament. So we intend to do this to bring start to bring a direct democracy into the parliament. I think that. Discussing yesterday or 2 days ago, I don't remember as well, with Ruby, he asked me whether this model could be easily exported. This is a hard question to answer. So the model itself, I think, is naturally emerging in many countries, and especially in those countries that are in difficulties this last year. Italy, Spain, Portugal, Greece, Ireland, and so on and so forth. So I think that the one interesting part of this potential collaboration should be to exchange feedbacks on this online platform, which part of this platform can really work well, and in which context, and which part of this method did not work, and try to understand the reasons. I think that some tools are well suited for local administrations because the number of participants is more limited, and then you can really work on proposals and well-defined proposals. While at the national level, it's more easy to have more simple polls to be submitted to people. It's easier. It's much harder to work together and form maybe a complex set of laws and rules. So I think that I've said and I introduced what we used, and probably the best thing to do is to open some discussion with you. If you want, I'm available for questions.
Okay.
And I hope that this is sufficient, what I said.
Okay. We'll